Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about seller cost. If you're looking to sell your home, what can you expect some of those costs to be so that you can best prepare for that? If that interests you, keep on watching. Hey there, it's Riggs, a realtor with Coldwell Banker King Thompson, bringing you all things real estate here in Central Ohio. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell if you want to stay in the know of all things happening here in Central Ohio. I've got you covered. Today we are talking seller cost if you're looking to sell your home. I realize I don't have this video on my channel, so I'm bringing it to you in a very conversational fashion, if you will. So let's get started. The first thing that you can expect to see on your closing documents as a seller cost for you is going to be a mortgage payoff. If you currently still have a mortgage on your property, that has to be paid off so that the buyer can have clear title. Yes? Yes. So the title company will work with you to contact your mortgage company and obtain an official mortgage payoff. This will be on your closing documents and will be paid from your proceeds prior to you receiving any of those dollars, assuming that you don't already have that balance paid off or assuming you're not using other means like cash to do so. The second thing you will see on your closing documents as a seller cost to you are going to be any property taxes that are due. Now, this one sometimes throws sellers here in Columbus because we pay our taxes a full year in arrears. Meaning, when I submit my property taxes for the first half of 2019, I am truly paying for property taxes for the first half of 2018. Do you see where I'm at? So then when I write a check for the second half of 2019 of this year, I'm really paying property taxes for the second half of 2018. So as you would expect, if I sell my home this year, I have to make sure that I cover any remaining taxes owed for 2018, but also all the tax due, even though I've not been billed for it for 2019. All that's going to hit your closing documents as a seller cost to you because you lived in the house during that time. What will happen is your title company will escrow those funds and they will submit those funds to your auditor's office on your behalf so that the buyer is now only paying property tax for the day they own the home going forward. If you're not sure on that, talk to your real estate agent or talk to your title company. They'll totally explain it to you. And if you're not here in Central Ohio and you're watching this video, they're going to follow whatever they, being the title company, will follow whatever policies are in place and that are set out by your auditor office. So don't get confused here. The third thing you will see on your closing documents as a seller cost to you will be any title company fees that are due that are customary for the seller to pay. In addition, anything you've agreed to in your purchase contract, but I'm going to come back to that one. So we're talking title company fees that are customary for the seller to pay. For example, here we have that it is customary for the seller to pay for title insurance for the buyer. So that will be on your closing documents. It's also customary for you to cover any additional recording fees that are due or any filing fees that are due, as well as the title company fees for doing the work and any of the attorney services as well. If you want to know what those are, certainly reach out to your realtor or contact the title company office that you're planning to use. They are more than likely able to submit to you a copy of customary fees and what their fees are so you can gauge how much that's going to impact your bottom line. The fourth thing we'll talk about that I just deferred here are any buyer closing costs that you agreed to. And I mentioned anything that may be negotiated in the purchase contract on the buyer side that may be considered a buyer closing cost or a buyer fee that you've agreed to pay. This would all be negotiated in your purchase contract and your title company is going to follow that as it is. So for example, that title insurance is being paid for you as a customary fee, but it's also for us here in Central Ohio written in that the seller will cover that for the buyer. Now the buyer will have their own set of title company fees they're paying for as well and other lender related fees too, so you're not paying all their cost. But in addition, if you negotiate with them that you will pay a cost for their home warranty for the first year, or you've agreed to pay some closing costs, for example, $1,000 or $1,500, again, those are all going to land on your side because they're written into your purchase contract. The fifth thing I'm going to mention here is a seller cost to you are any outstanding homeowner association dues or condo association dues that may be due. Now, depending on if you are a part of any of those, sometimes they do have transfer fees when you sell the home, but if there are any outstanding dues or any liens against the property for outstanding dues, you are going to see those on your closing documents as seller cost to you. So make sure you take a look at your association documents, know what their protocol is for selling. Sometimes they have some nuances there that you just might want to check out and get a head start on. Make sure your realtor knows about and your title company too, so it does not delay your closing process. The sixth thing I'll mention here are any other outstanding liens against the property or items due. The title company has to run a title search and they will discover if there's any outstanding liens. For example, a lien put on by your homeowner or condo association, a mechanic's lien for any work that maybe you had done, etc. You may not know these things. They may not necessarily be yours. So if there's any discrepancy, work with your title company as quickly as possible to get anything resolved or to explore anything you're not sure of. But regardless, if anything comes back found that it is yours or anyone who's on the deed of your property, those are being paid for out of your proceeds at closing, unless you're going to work out another arrangement to have those paid. But then documentation has to be provided to the title company in order to issue clear title and to issue a title policy for clear title. So make sure you're working very quickly with your title company or your real estate agent to resolve any issues. The seventh thing and the last thing I'm going to mention that you will have as a seller cost to you on your closing documents are any agent commission you've agreed to with your realtor that you're working with. If they're adding value to you, there's a lot of things they're going to be doing for you from the very beginning time that they've met you to the time you're at the closing table and beyond. So whatever agent commission that you've agreed to in your listing contract, you will see it on your closing documents as well. So there you have it, all those kind of, well, I shouldn't say all, but a good amount of customary costs that you will see on your closing documents that are closing costs for you as a seller. There's always nuances depending on where you live or the home you're selling. So these are just some of the most common ones. You're certainly going to want to work with your realtor and your title company. They will let you know of any additional ones, and they will work with you to get things resolved so that you can close timely as well. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure you hit me up in the comments section if you have any questions. If you're looking to sell this year and you have some concerns, or you just are excited about it, let me know in the comments section too. I'd love to know if you're moving here to Columbus, if you're gonna stay here in Columbus, if you're selling and moving on elsewhere too. I kind of like to know that. I've also included some other videos here for you as well that might help you as you're looking to put your home on the market. If I can be of any assistance to you, certainly let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Stay fabulous and productive, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.